If you are a history buff and enjoy novels filled with legends and landmarks, here's one for your reading list. For Mischief Done takes us back to New London during 1786 and tells us the story of the crisis sparked by the arrest and trial and verdict of an 11-year-old Indian girl. It was written by Jan Schenk Grosskopk, who joins me now. Welcome to Connecticut Style.
Thank you.
Jan, this story is a fictionalized account of a real crime. Run us through the basics, if you will.
It's the story of an 11-year-old girl, the youngest person ever executed in America. She was executed for a capital crime, and at the time there were a lot of different crimes were capital. There were a lot of different capital crimes, more than just the ones we have today.
Sure, and the main character is Hannah Akuish.
Right.
What do we know about the real Hannah?
Before I did my book, not much.
Not much, right.
Right. I spent a lot of time researching her, and generally what we know is she was about 11 years old. She was a Nyanek Indian. Many people have often thought that she was Pequot and African, but actually she was Nyanek, and her father was probably Pequot and African, and she lived in Quaker Hill, which is kind of a place full of legends and ghost stories, kind of an unusual place. And she committed a crime, and she confessed, and she never recanted. And the town really did not want to arrest her or execute her.
Because she was 11?
Because she was
so
11, yeah, because she was 11 years old. But she was completely remorseful. Unremorseful.
Unremorseful, sure. How long did it take to put all this book together?
Well, in about '92, I was doing some research for my MA advisor, who's doing research for the Attorney General's office on a different case.
Okay.
I came across this case, and it was interesting.
Sure.
I mean, why did this happen? What's going on here? I couldn't understand it. I found out it was a famous case, and I found out that historians have been struggling with it for a long time and not really able to make sense out of it. And then I went and did a lot of background research.
Okay.
And I presented some papers on it and et cetera, but I thought this is a great way to teach history.
Sure.
People love stories about history, and I think that if I put this in a novel, I can really explain it well. And I used all real people. I didn't make anybody up. I based their characters on primary sources about who they were, and I didn't make any facts up. But in between that, I did
a storyline, maybe?
Yeah, I did a storyline, and I invented some scenes to fill it in. But again, it was based on research.
Sure. Now, what do you think Hannah's story tells us about America in that time in history?
Well, in 1786, America's on this high.
Sure.
They just beat the greatest power in the world, and now what are they going to do? And they're feeling pretty confident, which is why I call it a crisis of confidence. They're feeling pretty confident about themselves, about the country, and they make this horrible discovery. And then this child confesses to this horrible discovery, and they try to do everything they can to sort of let her off.
Okay.
And they can't. And it raises a lot of questions about race relations, the contradictions between revolutionary ideals and realities, and it really sparked a crisis of confidence in the leaders.
Jen, I want to ask you the title of the book, For Mischief Done. How does that fit in?
You know, I went back and forth on that. That's literally for the court record. It's one of the crimes she's charged with, which I thought was ironic because being a capital case for mischief done, and it really shows the difference in their attitudes.
I have to ask about the cover of the book because there's a strawberry on the cover. How does that fit in?
Well,
or do I have to read the book to find out?
Well, no, but at risk of a spoiler, I will tell you this gruesome crime is associated with strawberries.
Oh, okay. All right, Jan, so you have an upcoming book signing. Where can we find you?
At the Custom House Museum in New London on February 17th. And you can go to our website and reserve yourself a seat.
Sounds great. And the book is available?
It's available in Kindle, Amazon, and at your local bookstore.
Just about everywhere.
Yes.
Fantastic, Jan. Thanks so much for being here. The name of the book, again, is For Mischief Done. Very good. Coming up next, Chef Shane from Vivo's Seasonal Trattoria shares a recipe for lobster mac and cheese when style returns. Don't go anywhere.